Hassan Campbell, profiling a sexual identity extremist, part 1 by Khalil Amani. You ever met someone who classically throws rocks and hides their hands? The kid on the playground who instigates a fight between two other kids who clearly don't want to fight by stepping between them and saying, "Baddest man hit my hand." And then one of the kids hits the instigator's hand, and then the instigator hits the other kid and says, "There, he just hit you." And the fight's on. There are people in this world that instigate fights, wars, revolutions, and coup d'etats. People who are shit starters, rebel rousers, and agent provocateurs. Such is the case of YouTuber Hassan Poppy Campbell. Hassan continues to do the work of a demagogue, rebel rouser, and agent provocateur, most recently by going on his silly YouTube channel and airing a video of a bunch of grown-ass white men who claim that they were molested as children by men. And now, as adults, they are gay because of their molestation. But even more sinister, they become pedophiles themselves, claiming that their childhood experiences of being molested is the cause of their present-day need to find sexual gratification in having sex with children, boys. Hassan is shaping up to be what YouTuber Israel Doctrine has coined a sexual identity extremist. Someone whose views on human sexuality are dangerous, destructive, and cause for the death of people whose sexuality does not conform to his, notably homosexuals. Like those black identity extremists, those super pro-black so-called conscious community folk who fiend like they're ready to go back to Africa. Those blacks who scream, "Death to the white man." Those people of color who are dismissive of the terms black and African American. Those black folk who say incendiary and extremist shit against America and are put on our government's watchdog list and monitored by local authorities, the FBI, and Homeland Security. Those nationalistic and religious zealots who claim to be un-American and identify as more Israelite, RBG, Kemetic, Muslim, Hebrew, indigenous, native, etc., etc., etc. Hassan's sexual identity extremism rears its ugly head with the airing of videos whereby gay pedophiles openly discuss sexing children. And Hassan tries to make the case that these sexual deviants are representative of a larger populace of people and deserve death. I'm talking about the gays. By airing such filth as this video, Hassan's goal is to make a case that being gay means that you are a pedophile, and that all gay people are gay because they were molested in childhood. And since they are gay, they don't deserve to live, which has made Hassan utter on several occasions, "Death to pedophiles!" and by extension, death to gay people. Hassan is a sexual identity extremist whose hate speech will one day be included in the RICO case he's building against himself. The one time that those who oppose Hassan's demagoguery should stand up and shout down this line of reasoning, for the most part, have stood mute, silent, as not to look like they're siding with gay rights. Hassan has indirectly called for the death of 20% of the world's population, the gays, and no person in these YouTube streets, YouTuber, moderator, or chat commenter has shouted down Hassan for his death threats against pedophiles, hence gay people. Not now one, save except Khalil Amani, has taken Hassan to task for his vile assumptions and open threats against a part of the American citizenry. There can be a "what happened to that boy" movement. But if Hassan's rhetoric against gays is carried out, will we be asking, what happened to those gay boys? Will YouTubers be as concerned for the deaths of our gay young men? I'm just saying. Airing a video about grown white men who have become pedophiles themselves is meant to stir up the emotions of people's ingrained homophobia, which has been part of their psyche since they were little ignorant Christian youths. Airing an incendiary video showing grown men openly expressing glee at being pedophiles is supposed to be a blanket statement about gay people, that gay people are inherently wicked, that gay people have pedophiliac proclivities, and therefore we should put gay people from amongst us. This is Hassan's message. And then Hassan has the nerve to say that he's not homophobic and falls back on the simpleton definition of phobia, talking about he ain't afraid of gay people. No, you fucking harebrained nitwit. Phobia has a larger, more meaningful definition. Phobia means having an aversion to, a detestation, antipathy, revulsion, loathing, intolerance, exaggerated or irrational fear. You got it, numbnuts? Fuck your baby definition of phobia. I'm talking about a mindset that makes you uncomfortable as fuck about same-sex attraction. I'm talking about a mindset that has you thinking homosexuality leads to pedophilia. I'm talking about a mindset where you want to kill people based on sexuality. This is the true definition of homophobia. Hassan is a hypocritical homophobe, and here's why. It doesn't matter that Hassan once said that he was happy that World Star Q died, because World Star Q aired videos on his website, worldstarhiphop.com, exhibiting the worst of black aesthetics, the worst of black Americana, the worst of black/hip-hop culture, with fight videos and other ratchetness that left a salty taste in Hassan's mouth. Kinda salty like the taste of Bambaata's cum, perhaps? I'm just saying. Hassan wants the world to know that those ratchet videos on worldstarhiphop.com are not representative of black people. Most black people don't act like a goddamn fool like the people in World Star Q's videos. Indeed, they don't. Conversely, most gay people don't act like the gay pedophile men in Hassan's nasty video. Like worldstarhiphop.com, who some say have set the black race back 100 years with its coonery and fuckery and stepid fetchness that some black people exhibit. Likewise, many in the LGBTQ community are repulsed by the aloofness and arrogance and nastiness of gays who would molest children. In stereotypical and hypocritical fashion, Hassan thinks it's okay to air the worst of gay America's nastiness, but is happy that World Star Q, the once purveyor of black America's nastiness, is dead. World Star Q deserved death for making black people look like savages with his fight videos. If that be the case, how should the masses of respectable gay people feel about Hassan when he airs the worst of gay people's foolery? Perhaps they think Hassan deserves death as well. Stereotyping the worst of a people's culture is criminal. Hitler was the master stereotyper. Most black people are law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. Most gay people are law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. Whether it be worldstarhiphop.com airing black folks' dirty laundry or Hassan airing gay folks' dirty laundry, low morality black people and gay pedophiles are the bottom of the barrel, the worst of their community's offerings. For indeed, Hassan is a sexual identity extremist, a rabid homophobe that's so far removed from our first world free and democratic society and the rights of sane gender-loving gay people that he would put his own transgender daughter's head on the chopping block of public opinion. Hassan's incendiary and pedophilic videos showing the worst of the LGBT community helps create an atmosphere whereby his own transgender daughter could be hurt or killed. Hassan's hatred for gay people is greater than the love he had for his boy child who became a woman. Hassan is going to get his transgender daughter killed. And God forbid that his transgender daughter is killed by some homophobe. Hassan will then have bloodstained hands because he helped create an environment and atmosphere whereby someone would think it was okay to take a transgender person's life. This will be the day that Hassan has thrown rocks and hid his hands. He will want to exact revenge on the perpetrator of his transgender daughter's death, never understanding that his words against gay people, his incendiary videos against gay people, his stereotyping of gays as pedophiles has made him complicit in his daughter's death. Hassan was not the shooter of his transgender daughter or the would-be gay person killed. No, he merely provided the ammunition, the bullets, by showing us the worst of gay Americana via white men openly talking about molesting children. For the homophobe to kill a gay person based on this false notion that gayness and pedophilia go hand in hand. This is the truest example of throwing rocks and hiding your hands. In that day, Hassan will have become like a young minister Farrakhan who wrote vicious and incendiary commentary on Malcolm X in the Nation of Islam's newspaper, who helped create a climate for the death of Malcolm. And when the evildoers murdered Malcolm, we looked at the shooters without giving a proper deconstruction of all who set the tone and created the climate for Malcolm's death. Those who create climates to entice the masses to commit criminality against its citizenry are just as guilty as those who actually commit criminality. Hassan is a sexual identity extremist. Just think about the countless sexual situations that Hassan has commented on. From his own molestation and statutory raping and sexual relationship with Africa Bambaataa, to explicitly commenting on a video that circulated whereby a little girl performed oral sex on a man. Hassan graphically told us how experienced the little girl was at performing fellatio, sucking penis, and then going on to compare the little girl's vagina to the circumference of his on-air Disney cup that he wraps his soup cooler's lips around, to telling a YouTuber that he'd stick heavy dick in his children, to always imagining that a man has to have a ginormous penis. 13 inches seems to be Hassan's favorite imaginary length. Right on down to being fixated with Khalil Amani's penis when he was 10 years old. End of part 1.